This is about to be a wild segment. First, they were shaving their heads in outrage over President-elect Trump's win over Vice President Kamala Harris. But now, listen to this. Women are getting sterilized.
The original doctor that I wanted to see that I found on the child-free subreddit list, she was booked up until the middle of January.
I'm doing 5 tubal ligations today. And my patients are such an interesting mix because they range from like very early 20s.
You know what, Democratic women? Go ahead and get sterilized. The last thing we need is for you to get any more abortions.
Women who voted for Trump, I have a question. Why?
Why?
Women are still mad after the election and trying to sterilize themselves by trying to ban having kids, but men just don't care, and everyone feels to rejoice since they're taking themselves out of the gene pool.
This is about to be a wild segment. First, they were shaving their heads in outrage over President-elect Trump's win over Vice President Kamala Harris. But now, listen to this. Women are getting sterilized after Donald Trump's victory, saying it's their only option. Newsweek spoke to 5 women who have undergone the procedure or plan to do so in the wake of the election. The women say they did it over their fear that the Trump administration will take away their reproductive rights. One told the outlet she felt, quote, the election tied her hands. Emily, I want to delve deeper into that individual who said that. Let's pull this up. This is Newsweek. Last week, a 39-year-old from Washington State, that is very young, who did not want to be named, underwent a bilateral salpingectomy. Hopefully I said that right, in which her fallopian tubes were removed. Quote, I am not happy that I felt forced into a surgery. I did not want to alter my body. I feel like the election tied my hands, forced me to be sterilized. This is horrible.
Who is forcing anyone to do this? It's just you. And ma'am, to be respectful, you're 39. Even if you wanted to, it would be really hard for you to get pregnant. But in reality, no one cares. No one cares. Let's continue.
Says with Trump's victory, we quickly learned my choice to cancel the surgery had been taken away. What does she mean by that?
What?
And we also have poisonings for you if you didn't like the former 2 topics. This is crazy, literally crazy. So women online have taken to filming ghoulish murder fantasy videos in which they romanticize lacing men's beverages with deadly poison as a justifiable response to fears about abortion rights under Donald Trump. They're calling it the Make Aqua Tofana Great Again. Aqua Tofana Kennedy is a 17th century Italian woman who sold poison to wives who wished to kill their abusive husbands, and this is a fad online.
Yeah, she's considered the most prolific serial killer in history.
I knew you knew who she was.
But it's really terrifying because, you know, I look at the women who were shaving their heads and the ones who were having their fallopian tubes removed, and I'm like, maybe for the better. You know, it's like you seem very unstable.
Right.
Parenting is tough. Like, you probably don't want to get into that game. It might be better for society as a whole. And also, you know, it's like, go ahead and advertise the crazy. So men can go ahead and find some women who actually might be more amenable wives. It might be more fun partners. So if this is what you do, if this is what politics drives you to, get a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're taking things way too seriously and also seeking a lot of attention for something and just advertising very oddly and also advertising your own mental unwellness.
Undiagnosed mental health issues in this country are not a joke. And I am concerned wholeheartedly that where we have gotten now with the sort of political victimhood that these women are talking about is really dangerous. Like we're not really looking at how much damage this causes down the line. Maybe one of these people will end up being, you know, an aunt or a parent or something like that. And this is who we're dealing with.
The video made really good points, and I already covered the topic about poisoning men and all that. You can watch if you want. But the thing she mentioned about some of these woke women could be aunties of a younger child who are having conservative parents, but she has gone woke. And you know, conservative people try to keep the family together, and if she's still part of the family, she will try to make these younger children have this kind of woke mindset as well. So that's kind of dangerous, but that's just me. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Let me know what you guys feel about that. Let's move on.
The internet's gone wild, watching movie stars on trial while they're over turning Roe v. Wade.
You know what, Democratic women? Go ahead and get sterilized. The last thing we need is for you to get any more abortions.
Sorry guys for interrupting, but since last month I'm noticing I'm getting very less impressions on YouTube, meaning that you're not able to see my videos on your homepage or any recommendations. So make sure you check my channel through your subscriber list. If you have subscribed, I do upload every 2 days. And if you enjoy my content, I thank for your support. And that's it. Let's continue.
I am seeing more and more interest in sterilization, especially with the prospect of a federal abortion ban now floating above our heads in the void of hell that we now all exist in. So I wanted to share my personal sterilization story. I had a bilateral self-injectomy done about 4.5 years ago. I was 23 at the time. I was unmarried with no children. I had a wonderful doctor who didn't question my decision at all and totally supported my right to my body and my bodily autonomy. The procedure itself was very straightforward. The recovery was very easy. I really enjoyed afterwards being more in touch with my natural cycle after having been on hormonal birth control for 8 years of my life. It was really nice to be able to predict my moods, predict my physical feelings, and understand why I was feeling the way I was feeling because of the point I was at in my cycle.
I'm doing 5 tubal ligations today. And my patients are such an interesting mix because they range from like very early 20s, nulliparous patients, to patients who've had 3 or 4 babies and are in their late 30s and are done having children. And you know what I'm so proud of? No one in the operating room questioned it. No one said anything to my patients. They just supported their decision, and I'm so proud of them. And you know what's so cute is I walk in there with my little baby belly, and my child-free patients are so kind and so supportive and so excited for me. And I think that is just so nice, like supporting each other's decisions that we're making about our families and our bodies and what we want to do with them. One of my partners was like surprised to hear that I was doing 5 tubals today. I was like, yeah, you do a lot of tubals when you make a list about doctors who will do your tubal for you. Anyway, one more.
Women who voted for Trump, I have a question. Why? And this is not a fight. Try not to get defensive. I genuinely am trying to understand why you made that decision. Like, as a woman, does it not concern you that he appointed judges who've rolled back reproductive rights, threatening our access to safe healthcare? Like, as a woman, does it not concern you that he's been accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women? As a woman with a daughter, does it not worry you that his administration is making it harder for women to report sexual assault on college campuses? As a woman who voted for Trump, does it not like give you the ick a little that he's made countless sexist remarks that undermine women in leadership in the workforce? I'm trying so hard to just stay curious, not furious, and understand your decision. And I'm struggling, dude. As a woman, especially. It's not actually that shocking that men voted for Trump. That actually doesn't surprise me. But the amount of women who did, I'm not going to lie, it was a little shocking. So I want to hear from you. Why did you vote for him? How were you able to look past all the things, just some of the things that I listed that are very much female issues?
Here are some comments for trying to talk some sense to her, but I'm trying to point out, like she said, that Trump is mostly sexist. I'm trying to believe that it's just because men are trying to give some criticism about women not able to do a better job as in leadership position. I already have a video about that, but they're not good. Like, nobody wants a female boss. But when you say that, all of a sudden it's sexist. But even women don't want female boss because they just don't do the work properly and bring drama to the workspace.
Okay, so I'm actually so fucking pissed right now. So I just had my consultation appointment for sterilization. I want to get a bisalp, which is removing the fallopian tubes. And the original doctor that I wanted to see that I found on the child-free subreddit list, she was booked up until the middle of January. So I went ahead and scheduled with another OBGYN in the practice. And first of all, I got charged an $83 copay, which is bullshit. I'm going to have to fight with insurance tomorrow over that, because according to the ACA, Affordable Care Act, which my insurance is Affordable Care Act compliant, sterilization and basically anything that's related to it has to be covered 100%, because you cannot do the sterilization procedure without the consult, without the anesthesia, so they can't charge for those things by law. But then I get in there and they do my workup and everything. The doctor comes in, she's an older lady, and she's in there for literally less than 5 minutes. Okay. And she says, okay, well, I want you to come back in about a month and do your annual, and then we'll discuss it again then, you know, and see about getting it done. And I'm like, okay, but is there any way that we can get this done before January 20th? And she goes, well, to be honest with you, probably not. Just, you know, according to my surgery schedule. She's like, but why? What's happening January 20th? And I said, well, with the new administration coming in, you know, the ACA is probably going to be appealed and then, or repealed, I should say. And then tubules may not be covered anymore. And she kind of rolled her eyes a little bit, actually. And she said, honestly, I don't see that happening. And she said something about like how she can't get like political with it or anything, but you know, they have to have 2 documented conversations about it before they can do the procedure. And you know, she said, I can't just, you know, talk to you for 5 minutes about it and then do it, because, you know, once I do it, there's no going back. Well, fucking obviously, I'm 36 years old. Okay, I have known my entire life that I do not want kids. If I was a man wanting a vasectomy, I would probably be scheduled for next week to have it done, honestly. But I don't have any other options. I don't have the time to try to find someone else. I don't have the time off of work to take for these appointments. So I just have to kind of deal with it and hope it can be done in time. I was able to schedule my annual for December 9th, so that's about 2 weeks. It's not a month, so that's better. But yeah, I'm really hoping that I can just get this done and over with before.
See, they always has to make it something about men. Like if men wanted this procedure, they could do it easily. Man, why are bringing men to this? It's your problem. And also you're 36. You already have a hard time getting pregnant anyways.
During the election campaign, we saw some outrageous claims and behaviour from the left, those on the far left, some women just freaking out about the idea of having Donald Trump back in the White House. And they haven't really stopped trying to make a statement about it. Some were encouraging people on the internet to just boycott Thanksgiving altogether, not spend time with their families. And now some women are getting sterilised after Donald Trump's election victory. Just take a look at this.
Jen, how can I help you?
Hi, I'd like to schedule an appointment with Dr.
And are you the subscriber for this coverage?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what's this appointment for?
A consultation for sterilization.
Alrighty, I have you scheduled.
If you own a uterus and you live in America, it is the time to start seriously seeking sterilization. America is no longer a safe place to have a child. It is no longer a safe place to be pregnant or become a mother. It is no longer a place that we have reproductive freedoms.
Newsweek spoke to a handful of women who have either undergone sterilisation procedures or they plan to now that Donald Trump has won the election. James, what is going on?
Well, I shouldn't smile because, I mean, the fact that people are going through these kind of procedures does raise alarm bells. And it does enter into this kind of far left war on joy, which again is about Thanksgiving, as you mentioned, and against things like sex. And the truth is that I don't know how representative this is of all liberal women, but I think people that do actually go through this, maybe it's no bad thing that they don't reproduce. But the question you have to ask is, what kind of media diet are these people on that they are led to this decision to think it's a good one? It also dovetails with another trend that's going on among liberal women at the moment, and that's the sex strike. Women are now refusing to have sex, liberal women are now refusing to have sex because of what Trump is allegedly going to do to reproductive rights in America.
Liam Payne didn't stick the landing. Oh, that's crazy. For those who don't know, Liam Payne, a former member of One Direction, passed away. Fell off a balcony. Liam Payne has 15 years on making music, and yet his hardest hit was Concrete. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Liam. How did Liam Payne not know gravity is also One Direction? Liam Payne.
How tall are you?
How much do you weigh?
How much money you got?
How many bodies you got?
Do you pay all the bills?
Do you have any student loan debt?
What's your credit score?
Do you cook and clean?
How big is it?
How high is it?
Check.
Last thing that made you cry?
Pepper spray.
What's your favorite book?
Rocky 3.
Do you like Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift? I love that dude. You know, I actually met him once, you heard, in Brooklyn like a year ago at a beef patty store.
What's your dream car?
Mario Kart.
It's a me.
Luigi with the squeegee.
Best advice you've ever given someone?
Yo, my boy Mike, he's a janitor, but his house is dirty. So I told him he should work from home, you heard?
That's sound advice. What's your favorite Pokemon character?
LeBron James.
Are you dating?
Nah, I'm playing the saxophone, you heard? Of course I'm dating.
What's the best part about dating in 2024?
Free food. Equality.
What's the worst part about dating in 2024?
I hate when I go out on a date and it goes great, but the next day, my wife found out about it.
Well, anyways, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment your opinions in the comment section below. Helps the channel, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next one.